What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back to another video. And this video right here, I'm gonna go ahead and discuss a few things that I want to talk about actually, right? So, see now, definitely want to get right now. We definitely want to talk about a few things. Right, man. Getting used to, I believe we're getting yourself out of the basketball court. So, first thing I want to talk about on the basketball court is you got to understand exactly how you play, right? See now, you got to understand your play style. You got to understand the way that you carve out your game for yourself, and you got to understand the way that you move, right? You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, that's the most important thing, right? So a lot of times, man, like when you get to playing basketball, you want to do anything you want to do, like you know what I'm saying. It's almost like this, right? I'll say this, right? There's a difference between doing anything you want to do and then just moving the way you want to, the way that you move, like doing playing the game how you know to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And doing what you want to do within the function, right? Like playing the game, like doing what you want to do within the function of the game. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So like as a basketball player, a lot of times, man, like when we talk about getting to that next level, right? In order for you to be able to carve out yourself, you're gonna have to like, you know what I'm saying, take your game, the way that you function within the game, man, and just play that way, right? You know what I'm saying? Play your way. Don't worry about what how anybody else telling you to play your game and how you know what I'm saying, and how to move your move, right? You know what I'm saying? Play the game how you play the game, how you know how to play the game, right? Block out all the outside noise, right? You know what I'm saying? So like somebody like you know what I'm saying, the way that you train yourself, they're not there. They're not there behind closed doors and training the way that you train, right? You're not going through the struggles and the pains that you go through to really develop yourself and develop your mechanics, right? You got to understand yourself and your mechanics to the point to where you can do that shit nonchalantly and to a point to where you can do that repetitively, like right? Because a lot of times we have sometimes dealing with confidence, having problems dealing with confidence. It's important to be able to understand the way that you function, right, and be disciplined to that, right? Let's just be real. Confidence comes from discipline. You doing what you need to do day in and day out, even when you don't feel like you have to, right? Yeah, you have to because that's where your excess confidence comes from. At this point, repetition equals confidence, right? You do it more, you get more confident in it, right? So like, even though you can do it to a T, even though you can do it like repetitively well, and even though you can do it to like perfection already, and it really doesn't seem like you can really get better, there's always a little bit better that you can get, right? Even if there isn't much better than you can get, you do it anyway for the sake of confidence, for the sake of that confidence that you really can't describe, right? You know what I'm saying? That little piece of confidence that you need, right? The freshness of it, right? Stay fresh. Stay fresh. But other than that, yo, man, look, keep doing what you're doing, man. Stay fresh. And man, look, man, look, listen, like you really gonna have to like whatever you perceive to be carving out yourself, man. You really gonna have to take heed to that, man, and fuck everybody else's opinion, right? Because don't nobody really understand or know, you know what I'm saying, the way that you function, right? It's a matter of being able to take your way, your precision, and the way that you develop yourself and be able to uh, put it against other people, right? So like instead of a lot of times as kids, I'm talking to my young kids, right? When you receive information from other people, from adults and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, they want to tell you their way or their way how to do it. These people are coming from a different life and a different history and a whole different style of living. You know what I'm saying? A whole different reality, a whole different experience of life that you haven't gone through. So you really can't interpret that the way that they interpret it and take from it the way you want to. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to take from that your own way and forget what everybody else say, or forget what the way that they perceive it or the way that they experience it. You know what I'm saying? You can't necessarily be able to interpret it the way that they interpret it because they coming from a whole different lifestyle, whole different experience, and whole different mind frame. than what you go from. Like if you're really young, trying to get into whatever you're doing, you haven't experienced what they went through, and you're not going to necessarily. You may experience pieces of it, so that's all you can take is just pieces of what they're saying and incorporate it into the already going life and flow that you already have. Right? As a kid, it's so hard to develop yourself because you got so many people telling you how you should be doing something, or how you should be building yourself. But God is trying to do a new thing you. He's trying to build a new character. He's trying to build a new function and a new mechanic. And it's hard for kids to really develop themselves and build those new mechanics because you got so many people that got their own opinions and they got their own experience of life that's coming in and trying to tell them what to do and how they should carve out themselves. Right? This is messing up, and this is the real the defense or defender against God doing a new thing to the world and creating a new thing in the world. Right? So it's a matter of what I'm saying, that's just my message right there, and that's what I'm gonna continue to preach, man, forever, bro. It's just what I'm saying, carve out, what I'm saying, whatever that you do, carve out yourself in the way that you do things, and however you flow, and fuck everything else, right? And everything that you see that pertains to how you um your mechanics, what I'm saying, add to it. And then if there's other shit that you got to deal with and other people or situations that you get into, that's where you're gonna have to develop your mechanics to have them adjust to certain situations or whatever that you get into, because that's another thing that can really affect you, right? It's just right. It's just like a matter of trying to incorporate your mechanics and the things that you've built and the things that you've learned into society, or trying to build it into functions, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing right there. Like um, incorporating your own self, right? Incorporating your own craft into society. That's the best way I can put it. You feel me? But anyway, um, that's gonna conclude this video right here. I'm not gonna go too much more deep into that, but hopefully y'all can take something from this video right here. Yeah, man, that's just the way it is, man. Stick to your craft, stick to your discipline, stick to your mechanics, and understand that the things that you see, um, things that you see outside of yourself, especially if you a young kid trying to develop yourself, you got a lot of people that's telling you what to do. Is that your own mechanics and the own flow, the only thing that's developing is you. If you protect that thing that you're developing, and protect the things that you're developing within yourself, regardless of what anybody else says, regardless of how it looks to other people, regardless of any of the other stuff. Let Give yourself time to be able to actually structure it right. You know what I'm saying, to get that thing right. But other than that, I'm gonna conclude this video right here. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace, love. Yeah.